I got a joke for you.
Let me hear it.
What has five toes and it's not my foot?
What has five toes?
Uh huh, and it's not my foot.
Mine?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to break the ice. We are live.
Like, girl, I'm an Aquarius. You know you can't ask me things like that.
Oh, dang. I know, but I had to break the ice. Greetings, TT. How are you?
Oh, I can't see people on.
You can't see?
I don't know why.
Okay, well, I'll be happy to.
I see. I
Jamaica.
see them now. Yeah.
Hello, Miss Tyson. You gorgeous too, baby girl. How are you? Uh, it's cold. It's cold. My peak told, my nose told, everything's told. Yeah, girl, it's cold. How are y'all doing? Blessings. Good. I hope I got some questions sent in, but I hope y'all got questions.
You guys have to have questions, please, please, please.
Yeah.
I think when they're like when we ask a question, I think and they're typing, I just think it takes. I think it's like a little bit delayed,
It could be, yeah.
you know, because when we ask a question, like if especially if someone asks us something and then we ask them something else, and we just sitting there like do 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 do, like that is the longest wait ever. And TT, it is colder than a black woman's heart, than a bit of black woman's heart out there. You ain't never lied.
Even the homeless don't want to be homeless. They somewhere else because it's cold.
I know
Good
that's
day,
right.
Rob.
It's colder than a witch's titty.
Happy holidays to you, love. And it is really, really, really
And I
close.
know, because I'm a witch and I got titties.
Oh, she said, how do you get to know your ancestors, your angel?
How do you get
Well,
to know your ancestors, your angels? Okay. Your ancestors are your angels, or you mean both?
I think she's meaning both.
Okay. All right.
My last name is
You
Wait,
can
and I
go
get
ahead.
tired.
You sit with them. What's her Jane, is it Jane Dita? Jane Dita? The Jane Dita?
I just
What do you
call
think you
her
said?
because I don't know.
I think it's Jane Dita. Is that how you say your name, Jane Dita? I'm actually curious how she says her name. It looks really pretty written out
She said both today.
both ways. Okay, Jane Dita. I think that's cute.
Yep, up
Um,
north, keep warm.
okay. So Jane Dita, you sit with them. You know, you sit with them. You light a white, white candle. Actually, you could light white or purple. You know, white is universal, purple is for spirit. You can light a purple candle, get a glass of water, find a really quiet place, just sit down, close your eyes, make sure try to clear your mind as much as you can. Um, take some deep breaths and just start talking to them. Just talk to them. Say I invite my ancestors. I invite my ancestors in, my ancestors who are for my highest good. Please make sure you say that because you may get some ancestors in that, just like in the earthly realm, we got some family members that's just not cool and we try to stay away from. So make sure you say that resonate with your highest good when you call them in, and just call them in and just breathe and just take your time. Don't expect anything because when we tend to expect anything, sometimes we get very anxious, especially if it's something that we're not used to doing, or we're not sure if we're doing it correctly. So don't think that you're going to close your eyes and sit there and then you're going to hear, hey, how you doing, what's up, I'm right here. That's
How
not
you
it's not
doing?
it's not going to happen like that. So just take your time and just talk to them. Talk. Say, I'm here. You could say, can you please show me some signs that you're not that you're with me, if you don't mind being touched. You can say, I don't mind being touched. You can touch me. You may feel like a little tingle. Your space might get cold. The hairs on your arms might raise. But I would say that is your best bet. Start to talk to them through meditation. Another thing you can do is before you go to sleep, you can get some mugwort and make some mugwort tea, and you can sip that. And when you say your prayers, if you say prayers, but when you say your prayers, you can ask them to please meet you in the spiritual realm. You can do that as well. I mean, I speak to them both ways, so you can try that one as well. What do you have for
Um,
that?
First thing,
New.
any type of prayer meditation, I always tell do protection because we are
Oh
in the
Lord, I forgot that. Please
prayer.
forgive me.
So always do protection, no matter what, praying or whatever, meditation, whatever you do, because there's always darkness, negativity lurking. You can have either a tea light, a chime candle. If you use a glass candle, you want to either, if you can't peel this off, you want to get this off. That holds energy. Okay, that holds negative energy. So you want to either peel it off or mark it off. Okay. If you need to cleanse it, everything you need to cleanse. Now, as far as your ancestors, I agree with her. All ancestors are not good ancestors, but when you was designed in this lifetime and every lifetime, okay, but I'm only going to talk about this lifetime. You have three angels of the light, three angels of the dark. That's assigned to you. Okay, so you can also tell them to come forth. All my angels come forth once again, you know, towards your highest good. Just get in the habit of saying that. Okay, and then you'll start seeing. But that's how you do it. I'm just piggybacking off of Akasha. Did that help you? But you do have three angels of the light and three angels of the dark. They are born by the month you was born, the day of the week you was born, and the season. What I mean by season, winter, spring, summer, fall, or autumn, however you want to call it. My pleasure. This is a anonymous question. What are some New Year's Eve's do's and don'ts? For instance, washing your clothes, I heard was good and bad.
You could take that one.
All right. So basically, how can I put this? In the black and brown community, but there's a lot of hoodoo practices. There's Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, uh,
There's a lot
a
of
lot of
cultural
cultures that
traditions.
practice hoodoo, but they don't call it hoodoo. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it that way, but they all practice this and they all have their cultures. So I'm gonna put like the black and brown cultures, but mostly the African American. I'm gonna put it that way. When you make the pot liquor is the broth of the greens that you eat. So like collard greens, mustard, turnip, and you got to say the pot liquor. That is a hoodoo tradition. When you are having black eyed peas during New Year's, that's considered to bring in good luck. So they tell you to make sure you wash all your dirty clothes, make sure your house is not dirty, nothing stagnant to bring in the good year. So basically, a lot of people they say, "Oh, my grandmother used to do that." You're really doing hoodoo. There's a lot of hoodoo traditions. They just saying the old ways, um, that way for bringing in New Year's. It's also some say it's superstition. So if you don't believe in it, then you can do whatever you want. But majority of the time, y'all was raised that way, so it's instilled in you to do those traditions. Those are called hoodoo traditions, the traditions of the old way. Did that? Did anybody got any questions on that? The 12 tribes of Judah. Okay. I got that down somewhere. But did
Well,
that, as far as the New Year's Eve thing, did that work? Did that help y'all? It's sort of like when you do nursery rhymes. It's a spell, okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's just tradition. Some people believe in it, some people don't. The second question this a person had: when you have family members come over your house, what should you do to make sure to clear out their energies and any attachments they have brought in with them, besides having a white candle going? Thank you. You wanna?
I'm sorry, you lost me. What is something that you can do when family members are, they come over and when they leave to get rid of their energy, besides having a white candle burning?
Yeah, they brought in attachments.
Definitely, you can cleanse your house. Cleanse your house starting from the back and work your way all the way up to the front. You can do it, you want to do a sweep. You want to sweep first because you want to sweep everything from the back to the front, right out the front door. You can sage. You can smoke out the house. It depends how heavy the energy is. Of course, while you're saging, you want to have all your windows open. You could throw some you could do a quick floor wash too. I would sweep everything out and I would do a floor wash. The floor wash, ammonia is like, believe it or not, either that or pine sol, but definitely ammonia is the best thing to use to get rid of all that negative energy. But just a little tip: what you can do is you can get some red brick dust. Put, it's already, it should be already charged, so charge it. Make sure you put your intention on it, and you should sprinkle a little bit your front door, underneath your mat. Make sure you don't have a mat that says welcome either, but sprinkle a little bit there, so when they cross that threshold, whatever attached to them cannot seep into your house. That's what I have for mine. I have, one of the things I have for mine, because I have many of things, because your girl be out here. It's rough in these spiritual streets. I be fighting. But I have it on my windowsills, and I have it at my front door, and I also have it for my porch towards the back of my place. But I would definitely say have your front entrance have a ceiling, have a seal there, a protective seal. So if they have any attachments, that cannot cross over into your dwelling. That is the best thing. So the best thing is to not even give it a chance to cross into your place. Like, people can't bring things into my place. They can't. And if they have ill will, once you step into my place, you automatically get dizzy and nauseous. And not dizzy and nauseous like you're picking up things, but you get sick because you have ill will. So make sure you do the intention. Make sure you have the red brick dust. I think we spoke about naming your house. Didn't we speak about that?
Yes, we did.
We spoke about, making sure,
Not to tell no one.
yeah, you have to, give your house a name. You stand, make sure you have no socks on. You stand in the middle of your place, whether it's a house or an apartment. Stand in the middle. Close your eyes, barefoot. Make sure you ground yourself, and you need to speak to your dwelling. Speak to your dwelling. Introduce yourself, and tell your dwelling what you want it to do. You want it to protect you from any negative entities, from any people coming in with ill intention. And if they step in, they'll automatically get sick. So I would say, get it conquered prior to them even coming into your place. And trust me, if they even try to, forcefully step, because they're just like, oh, I don't feel well, but they'll get sick to their stomach, and they will not want to come inside your place. And that's,
Also,
that's my thing. I catch it before even. I don't give them time.
uh, from my upbringing, because every Caribbean is different, but from my upbringing, what I think on my mother's side, my mother and my grandmother, um, shoes got to come off, feet got to get washed because people track in stuff. Um,
Hmm.
things like it's like all your like belongings, like your coat, especially, it has to go outside. And my mother will always have like incense smoke, like um frankincense and myrrh and stuff going, so you have to pass through it. But always foot washing, well, not foot washing, but leaving the shoes out and things like that. My parents will always put things up, like especially if you don't really know them, like your toothbrush and stuff. She would put it somewhere where, because people like to go in your medicine cabinet and get stuff. anything with your DNA. She would take things like the brushes and combs. She'll make sure none of the hairs out is in it because those are called tat locks and people can do stuff with it. So you never throw your hair away because my grandmother used to say a bird can get it and make you go delulu. And also, if it gets in the wrong hands, people can make you go delulu and work you. So you would either burn it or flush it down the toilet with some toilet paper. But as far as that, we couldn't wear shoes in the house, things like that. But she always had a candle going. She always had the family Bible. You know, the big old family Bible was on Psalms 91. Um, that's how I did it. Was that able? Did anybody understand that part? Any other questions? Okay, now Rob, I'm just gonna brush on it when the 12 tribes of Judah. That's gonna take some many times because I do have notes on it. But I look where I can tell you by the zodiac, but it's just a brush. I'm just gonna quote on it. But for example, Levites are they the one to carry the what do you call that? The Ark of Covenant. They were the people that carried the Ark of Covenant, the Levites. Those what you would call the Haitians or the Levites. But I have something that goes by your sign. So they said the sign Aries is the son of Jacob, with the Zebulon is in the tribe of Judah.
What
Taurus.
is what is he asking? Is he asking who's in the 12 tribes of Judah? Because that all he said is 12 tribes of Judah. You get what I'm saying? That's all he said. I just put down the 12 tribes of Judah. I just wrote down all the names from the first to the 12th.
All right, okay, then
But
we handle that.
no, I'm saying, but I don't know what he's asking because all he said was 12 tribes of Judah. So
That's why I said you did that. I'm not gonna talk about it. That's fine.
no, because I don't understand. I'm trying to see if I'm missing something because I'm trying to look. Like I
I'm
see he said
trying to
12 tribes, but what else did he did he ask
all
anything
I
else?
seen was 12 tribes. That's why I'm saying that's really a deep subject. It can go
Yeah,
on
because I
for
don't understand what he meant. I thought he just meant what are the 12 tribes. So I just put it out there for him. I told it in one of my classes, so I just put it right there for him. But I wasn't sure. Is that what you wanted? You wanted the names of every, of the 12?
he said no worries. What is the type of static energy that touches me?
Okay, he said
Okay,
no worries, but my Aquarius mind can't rest because he needs to be. It's not no worries. What was the question that you were asking, Rob? You just wrote 12 tribes of Judah. Is it that you wanted to know the 12 tribes? Okay, he was referring to traditions. Thank you. Please, when you write down questions, you guys need to make sure the way my brain works, the way a news brain works, is the same way the universe. We don't do gray. It's black or white. So please just make sure. I wasn't okay. So now we get it. He was saying in
okay.
regards to tradition.
All right, so you handle that.
And go ahead. He said, what is the type of static energy
No, we
that
missed
touches him?
one. So I went back up. Divine S wanted to know
Oh,
because I seen his because first he said the 12 tribes of Judah, and then she typed something. Then you went on, so I didn't.
got you, got you, got you. Okay.
She said, "Greetings, ladies. Are there different place? I cannot say that word. Um,
Angles?
no, this it sounds like Pacific, but it starts with an S.
Specific.
Thank you.
Specific.
Places and angles you place your cinnamon broom.
Okay. It should be placed at your front door. It should be placed at your front door. Mine is, I have my front door to the left of my front door when you're standing in front of it. Mine is hung right there. And it's up. It's hung up. Meaning the broom side is facing up. Some people also hang it over the top of their entryway of their dwelling, straight across. But I have mine to the side, facing up. How do you have yours? Anul?
Like yours.
Like mine. Okay. Okay. So this should
Also,
be where. Oh,
if
Rob asked the question earlier too.
also you can the way of the witches, okay? Because I like I said I study a lot. They would get it and make a 5-point star with the brooms. and they will put it like outside the door or in or somewhere they want. They use cinnamon brooms.
Mhm. Celtic.
Um, what is a type of stagnant energy that touches me? It depends. Everything is energy, Rob. Spirits, entities, everything is energy. So when it touches you, if you feeling like your feet can't move and you in a scary movie and it's not a good feeling, that is a negative energy. Okay. If you are feeling like you just did a Red Bull, but you're not feeling like a negative, that could be a new energy that your body's not used to. So everything is energy. So you can't really say what type it goes if you feel good or if you feel like you in a horror movie. You got anything to say on that?
He said, "What if you feel static energy through
That
your face
touches.
or your hair?"
What is the type of static energy that touches me? What
Well,
is
okay. Well, see, he. I'm reading what he asked way before, even
um
before the young lady with the broom thing, even before Divine S. He asked something earlier. So I guess it was a little more. I guess it was a little more in depth. I don't know because he also wrote, "I got a bell." I think he's saying incest, incense, clove, and sage.
oh now I
Um,
see it.
yeah, you see, that's way above. So,
If you feel
just
okay.
like Anul said, different entities bring along different energy. So last week, I don't know if you were on last week, Rob, but last week we spoke on taking time out to learn the different energies of those who are in your spiritual court. You know, if you have Archangel Michael, like, knowing when like, I have so many. Anu will tell you it's insane how many spirits are in my room, but I know immediately who's beside me, who's trying to get my attention, because I start once I know who it is. I just for me, I remember because they come they their energy all feels different. I have one who literally sits on my head, and when she sits on my head, it's like my head gets heavy, my neck starts bucking, so I know who it is. Sometimes when my blood runs hot through my entire body, I know when a certain person steps in, a certain Loa steps in. So I have certain things, certain energies that come in, and I just know who it is. Now, when it's a new energy, a brand new energy, just like she said, your heart will start racing. My heart may not necessarily start racing, but my heart will beat so hard. It's like you hear it like doom, doom, doom. Like you hear my heartbeat. Um, and for me also, my like my eyes will start twitching. So I'll know that it's this is a new spirit. This is a new energy. Anul and I go through that a lot. Like we're on the phone and I'm like, oh, okay, this is somebody new. And I'll close my eyes and then my spirits love talking to her. So they be like, yeah, my name is blah, 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 blah. And then she'll say whatever, whatever, or me vice versa. Um, but just like she said to you, Rob, it's energy. So just when you feel it, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to say, who is this? Ask who this is. Close your eyes. You might, I'm not, you might see, in your third eye, you may get like a little visual. You might hear something or something, you may just get the strong feeling. And if you keep practicing it, sooner or later, you'll find your way of knowing, because not everybody can close their eyes and see. Not everyone is a seer, not everyone can hear. People have different clairs, people have different gifts. I have all the clairs, so does Anul, but not everybody has that. So it's just getting to know the energies and speaking. You have to speak to them. Don't be afraid, folks, to speak and say, who is this? Who is this in my space? Who is this in my dwelling? You know, you'll get your answer. Now, as far as you saying you have a bell, be very having a bell, because when you ring your bell, a bell is two things. You can ring a bell and you can call in spirits. And if you don't know, if you're not properly protected and you don't know what you're doing, you can call in negative energies. because a bell can calls in spirits as well. When I'm about to do a ritual or I'm about to hex or whatever it is I'm doing, I'll pick up my bell and I'll ring my bell 3 times. I know who I'm calling in. I'll say it. So you have to be very careful with a bell. A bell can also cleanse the energy. After you do a reading, you can ring a bell and you can clear your energy. But you have to know what it is that you're doing. So you got one bell, but the bell can hold different types of energy. So be very cautious with that. As far as cloves are extremely powerful when it comes to cleansing negative energy. So that's good. And so is sage. So you can use either clove or sage. You can get a piece of charcoal. You know how to light the charcoal disc, and you can put three. I would do it in threes, 3, 6, 9 cloves on it, and you can burn it like that, and you can cleanse out the energy. Do you have anything
No,
on that one?
no.
Did that help you, Rob? I hope it helped you.
He said yes.
Because
Yes.
my crazy Aquarius mind, when I start going, I start going. So I apologize. Okay, you use the bell to clear energy. Excellent. So just make sure you have that strong intention. Just be really cautious and be really careful.
Mr.
Okay.
Blue said, "What's the difference between meditating and prayer?"
Meditating and prayer. You want to give your opinion or you want me
Yes.
to?
Meditation is sitting in silence and listening. You seeking within. Prayer is a petition. You're speaking. That is the difference. You have to be careful. Words are considered spells. Words are very powerful. So you must like what you write. The universe don't joke. Okay. Energy don't know when you're joking. So a prayer is like writing on brown paper, ancestral money. That's a petition. A prayer is like a petition. It's going up. Meditation is sitting and listening, just tuning out everything and say, you're listening. Sometimes you get your answer. Sometimes you don't like your answer. You, Akasha.
Um, this is the what's the difference between praying and meditating? Um, I feel for me when I'm praying and I am one showing gratitude. I'm saying, I'm thanking God, for all. I'm asking him to please continue to keep us covered. Um, just giving praise. That's what it is. Prayer is praise. So when you're giving your prayers, you're giving praise. You're showing gratitude. You're being thankful. Also, this is between you and God. This is your personal conversation between you and God for whatever it is that you want to thank him. You know what? I may have a backache, but God, I thank you for this backache because that means I'm still here. It means I'm still breathing, on this realm. Thank you, God, for covering my children. Thank you for covering my dwelling, just thanking him. And then also asking him, you may want to ask to please um can you show me the way, can you show me the light, can you help me with this ego or this jealousy. I'm not saying you're jealous, I'm just throwing different things out there. So I would say that's your personal conversation with God. That's the way I'll put it to you. Prayer is your personal conversation with God, because you're showing your whether you're giving gratitude, whether you're asking him for something, or you're asking him for advice, you're asking him for healing, whatever it is, that is your personal conversation with God. That is your time with him. That is how you two communicate. That's what I look at as prayer. Meditating. I feel for me, meditating is when you become one with yourself. Meditating is your time to go within yourself, to look within yourself. In meditating, we get grounded. In meditating, we find answers that we seek within. Meditating is when you're sitting down and you're having a conversation. You're dealing with spirits. You're dealing with the universe. You know, you're dealing with angels. You're dealing with it's like a huge outlet. That's what meditating for me is. Prayer is that one phone call. Meditating is like the internet. It's a complete open vessel where you have access to this, to the spiritual realm, to your loved ones who have crossed over. It's just a bigger, like it's like a broadcast, but it's for yourself. It's everything within. For me, that is where that's what meditating is. Did that help you out between the both of us? I hope it did. Mystic Blue also said, when I put protection wards up around family members I don't live with, how can I be sure they are protected?
First,
Mystic Blue, one, I will tell you one thing. You have to believe in what it is that you're doing. Because if you don't have faith, you have nothing. How can you be sure they're protected? Because you protected them, because of your intention, because your goal at that point is to protect your family at all costs. Now, um, you're saying protect, you're using the word protection, you're using the word wards. So, from my understanding, you know the steps that you need to do in order to protect them. Whether you're putting up your wards, you're putting up veils around them, whatever it is, whatever your thing is on how you do it, you have to believe in what you're doing. If I can sit there, Anul can sit there, we can teach you several different practices on protecting your family. But if you don't believe and know that you 100% can do this, it will not work. And if you know that you can do it and you believe in yourself, you wouldn't ask that question. Do you have anything, Anul?
no, um, no.
And I pray I
Thank
wasn't
thank
harsh
you.
because I wasn't trying to be harsh. So Mystic Blue, I pray I wasn't harsh. Um,
Faith without works is dead. So without faith, it's not going to work.
yes, you have to believe in yourself. You have to get up, Mystic, and you have to know that you are the shit. You are powerful. You have to know that you are the author to your story. You're the creator. Create love. Do what you got to do. You know, put your wards up, protect your family, protect yourself, protect your dwelling, and know that you're the shit. You just got to believe in yourself. And you got to be very direct with your intention. Extremely direct. When I put protection over, certain people, I'll ask whoever I call in to protect them. I'll make sure I say, please protect them in the physical, earthly realm, in the spiritual realm. Please protect them physically, mentally, in all aspects. If, please prevent them from any spiritual attacks, any psychic attacks. I'm very thorough when I do protection, and when I'm especially when I'm doing it over someone and I'm talking into it. So be very, very direct. Remember, I said it a little while ago, I think when I was talking to Rob, I said, the way my brain works, the way a new brain works, is kind of like the universe. Don't get me wrong, we understand the gray too, but we have to condition ourselves that it's black and white because the universe doesn't understand gray. And we deal with so many things spiritually, is that we're trained that we make sure that we're direct, and we say everything in its entirety of what we want to be done. So just speak it, believe it, and you got it.
The next question is, what's the boundaries between a mentor and a mentee? Uh, a mentor, honestly, a mentor should never be jealous of a mentee that outsees them, because everyone has their own set gifts. Everyone has their own unique gifts, and then everyone has same gifts. If what's that following? It's like we all have clairs, but some people get extra special rare gifts that was designed for them. Okay, so when you are getting mentees, a mentor's job is to guide them, to protect them, to teach them that right and wrong. So that everything has to be justified, everything has to go with law and order. That you need to do this before you do anything because ego will get in your way. But there are some mentors that are jealous of their mentees and can retaliate and attack their mentee because of jealous. Being a mentor does not make you like not jealous or envious, but there are some where it is light and dark in everyone. Everyone has a good side, everyone has a bad side. Like I said, the yin and the yang, but it depends on which one you feed. Okay. So if you want to feed the darkness, that's the one that's going to take over. If you want to feed the one that's light, that is what's going to take over, be powerful. But you have the choice to feed 50-50. But it's like being a protector, being there. But it's also you have to respect one another. Respect one another. Okay. But there any no mentor should be jealous of their mentee if their mentee outranks them. They should be happy that they did. Everything has a season, everything has a limit. You could be that person's mentor just to get them confidence and then say, there's nothing else I can do for you.
Yeah. What is the question again?
What are the
Emily?
boundaries between a mentor and a mentee?
Okay. Now, when she's asking what are the boundaries between a mentor and a mentee, lines that you shouldn't cross.
Like a
I'm
healthy
thinking that's what they mean. What's the
yeah,
boundaries? Lines you shouldn't cross. So for me, when I'm with my students, my mentees, I explain to them that I am not your friend. I am not your best friend. I am not the one you pick up the phone to call and be like, let me tell you what this person did. I explain to them that my job, what I've taken on, is for me to prepare you for the spiritual world, for me to prepare you for spiritual warfare, for me to prepare you to protect yourself, to me to make sure that you have all the tools that you need to succeed as a spiritualist and the right and the correct way. My job is to make sure that you understand to every action, there's a reaction. You understand consequence. To make sure that you understand the rules of the universe. At the same time, we are not friends. And I pray that doesn't sound harsh. But I have students sometimes that will call me 2 o'clock in the morning to tell me stuff like, I think I'm gonna lose my job. Like my mom is, I think I'm gonna lose my job, or my girl's cheating on me, or vice versa. And it's like, okay. And the nice part of me, I try to listen, but then I have to explain that, okay, one, it's 2 a.m. It's not okay to pick up the phone and call me at 2 a.m. to tell me about a girlfriend or a boyfriend cheating. You pick up the phone and call me at 2 a.m. because there is an entity inside your room, because your bed is shaking and moving, because you're hearing growling and you don't have any animals. That's when you pick up the phone to call me so I could do what I need to do to make sure you're good. Um, I feel that a lot of mentees tend to cross that line, and they tend to stop respecting boundaries. If my hours are between 10 to 6, my hours are between 10 to 6. Do not call or text me at 8 or 6, or, on the days that I'm off, unless it is an emergency, a spiritual emergency. And people do not understand that. I realized that mentees, for some reason, feel that their mentors are their personal readers at all times. We are the ones that, you know, will, like, I don't know, like, you want a personal horoscope reading as soon as you open your eyes, you know? That's not that's not what it is, you know? We are here to encourage, to educate, to uplift, and to just help you so you can go on and know what it is that you're doing, know the intent, and to help you along your spiritual path. That's what it is,
and
you know? Mentors are teachers,
and
mention are
I'm sorry.
students.
And people get godparents mixed up with mentors. Godparents are totally different from mentors. So when you have godparents, they are on a different level than mentors, and a lot of people get that mixed up. Different category, different everything, totally different.
Hmm.
Because I have a padrino. I did have a madrina, which is the female part of a godmother. Um, it was totally different relationship. But a mentor is a teacher, an advisor, and it's like when you start being there, that's when the codependency come in. And then when that person get codependent and you tell them and you start saying wait, no, you stepping, that's when it becomes an enemy. Then that's when it becomes a problem, because they feel like, well, I'm paying you, you paying me to guide you.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
my
And
my
then when they even come to you that my boyfriend or my girlfriend is cheating, it's they're not calling you at 2 in the morning or I mean 2 in the rise or 8 in the rise to just call for comfort, like words of comfort. They're calling because they want you to sit there and they want you to look in and see what you see. That's what it is. They think that, some of them like to think that we're just their personal readers, and that's not what it is.
That is true. So those that's wondering, godparents are different from mentors. Just to let you know, because a lot of people, once again, I thought it was the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. The
Well,
next
I
question
never
is,
thought that.
huh?
I said I never thought that it was the
No, I
same.
said,
Hmm. Okay.
you'd be surprised what I hear. A new one. I like to discuss how to get better at hearing spirit in day to day situations. It's easier when I'm sitting, relaxed, and meditating. But what
Mhm.
about when I'm on the run?
Talk to him. Talk to him. I will tell you, your spiritual core, they're always with you, no matter where you are. They're always with you. Talk to them. Build that connection. When I'm driving my car, I have a full conversation with just whoever. I just talk to them. Talk to them and get in the practice of talking to them. Get in the practice instead of even, when you're out, even when you're home. If you're just sitting there, don't close your eyes. Just start talking to them with your eyes open. Try doing that. I would definitely try that. I talk to them with my eyes open, my eyes closed. It doesn't matter, in the shower, everywhere. But just start to take yourself out of the norm, and out of the normal meditating and sitting in a quiet, start to, if you hear them that way, start pulling yourself out of that. Start doing it in different places while you're cooking a meal. Let's say you're making your stove and you're making a meal, and the ingredients that you like to that you put in there. You may say, what else do you think I should add in here? Start like that. You'll start hearing them.
And it's always we, not I. Um, when I was in a coma, they was there. They was there. I would see my Lama Dama knitting, and I was like, I know I'm not losing it. But they was there. They comfort me. When I'm not feeling well and I have my one days where I'm having anxiety, and I say, oh, I can't attend to my altar right now. They said, we understand more than you know. So I always say we. Um, I must add, and this might be off topic, so I apologize. Just because you're vegan or vegetarian, that doesn't mean they are. They need meat. If you feeding them food, they want meat. And if they upset your vegetarian or vegan dish, they will let you know. Majority of the time they don't. They like meat. They like things that you don't even like. Uh, Another one is example for daily spiritual practices and routines. First thing I do before my feet touch the ground, I give thanks to Yahweh. That's automatic. I give thanks for, once again, not pushing up daisies. I acknowledge my house spirits. I say rising to them. I say rising to my spirits. I talk to them. If I don't talk to them, I'm like something's off. And sometimes I say, Akasha, I need confirmation. Are they mad at me? And she be like, no, they want you to take time for yourself. So sometimes you might not hear from them. It's not saying that you did something wrong. It's like they want you to sit, reflect, study, meditate, um, but constantly inviting them, constantly talking to them like, what are we going to create today? What do I need to learn today? Um, Pulling on your card, pulling cards on you if you do cards, automatic writing if you don't do cards. Okay, connecting to Pachamama. Uh, Different things, taking spiritual bath, grounding, cleansing your house, cleansing your bedding, protecting your children, constantly speaking life over your food and water, constantly um, casting circles just to be casting circles so you can get in a habit so you won't be slipping. um for you, Akasha.
I answered it first, and then you did
Oh,
second. I've
good.
already
I'm
answered it.
sorry. Okay, moving on to the next one. Everyone says two people can be on the same path and it can look completely different. However, spiritual law is spiritual law. So, how
Okay.
much leeway is actually possible?
Okay. I don't know who everyone is that says two people can be on the same path, because no, you're all on your own path. You can all be on this path of spirituality, but you walk your own path. Everybody has a specific, when you're on this realm, in this earthly realm, when you're in this, your soul is in this body, you have a job to do. Everyone has a job to do. Not two people cannot be on the same path. It does not work that way. Everyone can be on a spiritual path, but your path is your path and your path alone. So I don't know where that came from. Did you ever hear that?
No.
That two people, what is the question again? That two
Just,
people,
ooh.
they always say two people are on the same path.
Everyone says two people can be on the same path. So let me do this. Yes, for example, Anul and Akasha, we are on a spiritual path. Okay, I'm going to break it down. We are. Okay, she might go right, I might go left, or we both might go straight. Okay, but just because we both on the spiritual path, it's not going to be the same because we're two different entities. We both are seers. Spirit talk to us. We will not see the same thing, but spirit is talking to us. So can they be on the same path and look completely different? We can both travel on the spiritual path because we both spiritual, but our spiritual path will never be the same. Once again, two seers can be seers, but we're going to see two different things. We both can pull cards. Um, I might have different cards, but it equals up to the same message, but it's a little different. She might go deeper than I go deeper. We're both healers, but she has certain gifts that I do not possess. Okay. Once again, I am a master healer. She is a grand high priestess healer. So she's up there. She does things that I'm not. We're both doctors, but she's a cardiologist specialist. I'm not. So both we in the medical field, but we both do things differently. Did I break that down? Not okay or no?
I think you did. Yeah.
And then she said, however, spiritual law is spiritual law. So how much leeway is actually possible? Um, there's really no leeway, honestly. I mean, spirit deals with you individual, just like you are mother and you have twins. Each twin might be identical. Okay, look just alike. Two different attitudes. One might like green beans. One might like green beans with ketchup. I'm just saying there's no leeway. You're going to act differently. Spirit is going to act differently with you. We can both have the same spirits in the court. One spirit might favor Akasha more than me. So she has more leeway than I do. Anything you want to piggyback off on that?
Mm-mm. I'm good.
Okay, the next one is the Uno slash playing card. Exercise a good method of gauging my ability to hear my spirits.
Okay. Well, is this person anonymous or
I haven't seen her, but I know she's gonna watch the replay.
okay? Well, is playing Uno cards a better way for her to communicate with her spirits? That's the question.
Yes.
If you want to do something like if you're here, well, if you're asking for a specific energy, if you're here, the next card will be yellow or something like that. I would say no. For me, I would say the best way to do that is I would start with a candle flame. For me, I don't know. I don't. I wouldn't. The Uno cards. It's too much. Is it colors? Is it numbers? She has to explain. He or she has to explain a little bit more. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. For
Is it
me,
is
oh,
it to know that I mean, unless they're trying to do it like for yes or no's. You know what I'm saying? Like for if it's a yes, like when you're shuffling, you tarot cards and a tarot card will come out, they all represent either yes or no. Unless it's something like that. But I never heard of it with Uno cards.
for me, if I want to play with my spirits, I play with them because they always teaching me. So if I can get a candle, it doesn't necessarily have to be this candle. This
Is
is
she
just
asking about playing or
I
talking?
no is the Uno slash playing card like the poker card.
Uh-huh.
Exercise a good method of gauging my ability to hear my spirits.
Okay.
That's the only way I can think of that offers clear confirmation that I'm not just guessing. So that's
Okay.
me. So I'm like, especially my Lama Dama and does that to me all the time. So I'm just gonna say me for an example. I got a tea light or I got a chime candle. I can talk to the flame. I'm good at that. So I'm up there saying, show me a yes. Okay. So my candle flame, like it's like the windows open, will go to the right. Show me a no. The flame will go to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Rephrase my candle, make it dance. This is how I do because I'm into candle. All right. So if I'm like, let me test my psychic ability because you have to go to, like you go to your physical gym to exercise your muscles, you have to go to a spiritual gym to exercise your clairs. So if I'm doing three Uno cards, I need to guess the color. So I said, okay, Lama Dama, is it blue? Show me yes. I will watch the candle flame. That's why I said for me, that is. So everybody's different. That gives me confirmation with my spirits because I'm engaging with them. That's how I do it. I like to play games for them, and they help me, and I hear from them more.
Yeah, like I said,
So
I
everyone's different.
everybody's different. I talk to a candle flame. Um, I could talk to my pendulum. I can divine anything. So I can divine anything. That's just the way it is for me. But
Everyone's
if it's something that you're trying to learn, yes, I'm quite aware. Everyone is different. I'm saying for me, my advice to you would be possibly to start. I would probably start with a pendulum. I think a pendulum for someone that is trying to learn and find it and learn to engage. Yes, no, maybe activating it, activating the pendulum in their hands and doing things of such. I feel a pendulum would be a good start. That's my honest opinion. Because when you this person can reach out to a Newell and you can ask her how to do it. You can tell you can activate it and you can tell your pendulum you want this to be yes, you want this to be no. I don't do that. I respect my pendulums. I ask them, what name would they like to be called? So I name them. Well, they name themselves. I tell them to please show me your yes and show me your no. Show me your maybe, you know? Um Let me know what it is when you want me to rephrase a question, and that's how I do it. That's how I do. That's a good way to do it. That's
well,
my opinion. I think the pendulum is like an easy start. Anul is good with flames. I'm good with flames, but that might not be your thing, and it's okay if it's not, because everybody has their own thing. Or you may be someone that, once you start to practice, you may realize you could divine anything, and it just will flow. But like she said, it's exercise. You have to constantly keep your psychic abilities on the go. It's like a little hamster on a wheel. You got to keep exercising it. You got to keep exercising it. That's what you need to start doing, exercising it. But I would say the pendulum. I would definitely say the pendulum. You could use the pendulum, and you can use your Uno cards, being because I mean, I guess that's what you like to use. You can use your pendulum, and you could use your Uno cards at the same time. I really wish that person was here so I can get like a little more clarity on what
yeah,
it is that they're trying to do.
I haven't seen that person. The next question is
And
what?
also, everyone that's here that's listening, feel free to give your advice on things that work for you as well. And Newell's favorite thing, each one teach one. So if you feel something worked for you in starting, like TT, you could say what you felt that worked for you, things like that. Just, give it, this is about giving advice and things like that. So I'm sure we have a few spiritualists on here, couple witches on here. So just keep it going in the conversations and in the comments, please.
The
Go ahead,
next
no.
question is what would be practical tips for building trust and bonding with one's team?
What would be
What would be practical tips for building trust and bonding with one's team? Getting to know them, sitting with them,
yeah, communicating.
talking to them, playing games. Like I said, I play games with my Lama Dama. It builds up a very intimate relationship.
For
Um,
me, I mean, I don't do the games. I don't do the game thing. I guess I'm boring. Party's over at the Newells. But for me, I incorporate them into whatever it is I'm doing. If I'm cooking, um, when I'm writing a spell, when I'm doing candles, or I'm making bags or whatever it is, my protection sprays, I always incorporate them into it. That's what I do. But you talk to them, get to know them, communicate, keep talking to them.
because
you
if you
know
don't get to know your team, people can manipulate you and try to turn your ancestors against you because they can offer and do things that you're not doing. And yes, I have seen it done. Some are successful, and some people's ancestors said, "Nah, homie, I don't play that. Get somebody else to do it." But I seen it both ways. So you know your body, you know your ancestors better than anybody. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, they also want to know about making your own tinctures. During this time, making your tinctures, okay? Everything has a shelf life. Majority of tinctures are made with vodka or grain type alcohol like Everclear. I've seen people use brandy, but vodka is the number one choice. You can also make tinctures with uh oil, vegetable oil, like not vegetable,
Olive, extra
olive
virgin olive oil.
oil and castor oil are the top ones. Then coconut, they have a higher shelf life. Grapeseed, almond, jojoba, uh, other ones, their shelf life is not very good. If you're going to use oil, you can add vitamin E. Vitamin E do not go rancid, or vegetable glycerin that also keeps it from going rancid. That's why people use honey and a lot of stuff. But when you're making tinctures, tinctures are made with a grain, okay, alcohol based, or vodka, which is vodka is potato. Um, you can do hot press or you can be cold press, but it's best when you're using dry herbs to warm them up if you don't have a tincture. So you can put them in the oven for like 200, 250 degrees to get the stuff going while you have your oils like in a crock pot or slow simmering. Then you add it in there, and then you have to put it in a
Double
mason,
boil method.
yeah, mason jar. Okay. So because I'm gonna use this for a dresser. You want to put either parchment paper on this so it won't get rust. Okay. You always label it with the date, okay, and a time. I always put a time on there. You keep it in a brown area, dark, not a brown area, but a dark area, and you shake it. You got to keep it going. But alcohol based tinctures last longer than oil. But if you're going to use oil, I recommend olive oil, castor oil, coconut oil because it has a higher shelf life than jojoba, grapeseed, almond, um, pomegranate, things like that.
And this person was talking about like their oil of oregano.
Yeah,
I think they said they had it in the, when you have your oil of oregano and you have it, you have to have it in a dark, cool place. After you have it there, once you open it though, you have to strain it. You want to get that oregano out. Once you strain it, you can have a potency for up to a year in the refrigerator though. Once it's open. So it's the difference between unopened and open. And of course, everything that Anul said, because she's big time into those things. But I'm not sure if she kept it in there because she said it smelled a bit. I think she said it smelled, yeah, like rancid off because that means you open it and you put it back in a cabinet or wherever you had, whatever dark place. It needed to have gone in the fridge at that point. Once you open it.
yeah.
Or
So
once you open it, it's best to use it within a year.
yeah, and always
Hmm.
put a expiration date on it and the date. I do time. I don't know. That's just how I do it. But the three main ones, like I said, vitamin E is very good. And honey. Honey does not go bad. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Y'all had good questions. Thank you. Keep them coming. Any questions for Akasha or
Yes, TT, apple cider vinegar also. Oh,
uh,
and TT also said the pendulum worked for her. Hmm.
see? Like some people are into dowsing rods, you know? So there's all different types of way. I just like talking to the fire.
I like them all. I like them all. Whatever I'm closest to at that point, I'm gonna do it.
But please try homeopathic remedies. Um, there's things called vinegar socks. Apple cider vinegar is better than white vinegar because it has the mother in it. Okay, and like if you have a fever, your child is running a fever. Okay, this is a little tip. It's called vinegar socks. So you get some white cotton socks. Okay, and then you get a pair of wool socks. I'm gonna explain to it. So you get some apple cider vinegar. Okay, you're gonna put the white socks or any color socks in there. I prefer white. Okay, because it's more, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but I prefer white. Okay, so you putting it in the apple cider vinegar. You're gonna wring it out very good. You're gonna put it on the person, the child's feet or the person's feet that's running a fever. Then you're gonna put the wool socks on it. That apple cider vinegar is going to draw that fever out.
And
When you're
you know
drawing,
what we do in Trinidad? In Trinidad, we put a piece of onion in in the sock for the child, and it draws it out too.
also don't, if they shivering, do not cover them up with the blanket. Just a sheet. They have to, when they shivering, that's their body fighting off that. So they going to shiver. It's okay. Just give them a sheet. But that's what vinegar socks is for. It helps draw out. Plus, as Akasha said, red onion or white, doesn't matter.
We use white, but it doesn't matter. No, but see, that's where we're different because you said a sheet. When they have a fever, we have to, and what is in there, when we put the onion, we make sure their body is warm because they have to sweat it out. We do it a little different than you do.
Hospital, I was taught no blanket, a sheet. So that's why that's stuck in me because, I worked in a hospital. You don't
Mm.
get a
I
blanket.
get this from my aunt who's a doctor, so I don't know. So we just do
That's
it a
why I
little bit
said
different,
that's
I
how I
guess.
was
Yeah.
taught.
Hmm.
But any other questions? My pleasure, Gypsy Sea Witch Tarot. You made the oregano oil. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Until the next time, you have a wait, blessed day. I can't get out. Any questions you want to leave them, Akasha?
Mm-mm. No.
All right. Well, y'all have a good one. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
I'm having technical difficulties.